I'm Carson Brown.
I'm Taylor Riggleman.
This is Dalton Smith, and you're listening to the Minor Pride Podcast.
Welcome to the second weekly episode of the Minor Pride Podcast. My name is Andrew Ring, and once again, we'll be here with three Linton Minor student athletes as we hear how their seasons are going and learn a little bit more about them. Without further ado, we will jump right in to our first Linton Minor athlete. All right, I'm here with Dalton Smith from the Linton Minor football team. We're just going to take a little bit of time to get to know a little bit about him and hear a little bit about how their season's going. So Dalton, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your role on the Linton football team?
I'm Dalton Smith. I'm a senior this year. I'm also a captain on the football team. I play left tackle on offense and defensive end on defense.
All right, so for those that don't know a lot about football, which I don't know how many people that would be around Linton, but what is your job being a tackle on offense and then playing an end on defense? I mean, what role is that for you?
With left tackle, run blocking, pass blocking. That's about the basics of it. And defense, you just got to establish a new line of scrimmage with defensive ends and shed blocks, try to get to the ball. Also, pass rush when they're trying to throw a pass.
Gotcha. So why football? Why is because are you playing any other sports here at the high school this year? Track. Okay, so football and track. But you used to play basketball too, right? Yeah. So why football? Why did it become your main sport? What do you like about football as opposed to other sports?
Probably, the tradition, of course. It's a huge tradition around Linton, and also it's almost like a family with your teammates, and there's no other sport like it. Hitting and physical game. Yeah. So this season we've had 2 games already, just beat Sullivan last Friday. How would you say that your season is going individually as well as a team? Pretty good so far. I think we're farther along this year at this point than we were last year. Southridge, definitely, we shot ourselves in the foot. We should have won that one, but definitely great to beat Sullivan.
Yeah, it's always good to beat Sullivan.
Yes, it is.
I think everybody in Linton pretty well agrees on that one. So moving forward with the rest of this season, are there any specific games that you're looking forward to? What are your goals? What are the team's goals? That kind of stuff.
I would say every week you look forward to the game, just waiting on Friday to get here and going through practices during the week. As far as goals, definitely like to win a sectional title, but every year our goal is go to state. So that's about it.
So what's the biggest obstacle in the way in the sectional? Is there any one particular team you got your eye on?
I would say Evansville Mater Dei.
Mater Dei?
Because Southridge has moved to 3A now. So.
And Mater Dei is the one that beat us last year.
Yes.
So they got a little bit target on their back now, huh?
Yes, they do.
Last thing about football-wise, is there anything, just trying to have a little bit of fun with it, any stories from this year or past years that are just kind of funny, or just interesting that kind of people, a side of the team that people might not be aware of, whether it be a Coach Ollie story or another teammate story or something that might be entertaining?
Well, I do have one from last Friday. It'll show up on film, but Cash Howard was on the ground and Hunter Boldrey was running in the same direction and attempted to jump over him, and he face plants.
Nice.
It's very comical.
So you're saying Hunter Boldrey doesn't have a whole lot of hops?
He does not, no.
He does not.
That's a lot of...
It's funny you mentioned that one. I had someone show me that clip earlier today.
Yes.
It's making the rounds at this point, I guess.
We all got a kick out of that.
Good. So a little bit about you. So what else do you like to do outside of football? What's your favorite things to do?
I'm a huge college sports fan, mainly basketball and baseball, or basketball and football. Purdue, I love Purdue. It's where my dad and my uncle went, and it's kind of a family matter right there. I like being outdoors, swimming, hunting, fishing, stuff like that.
Okay, so Purdue football
Yeah.
just lost this weekend, but how do you think they're going to be this year?
They've got a pretty young team, but definitely got a lot of good players. quarterback's a senior, so that helps.
Yep.
And I think they ought to be all right.
Good. You mentioned Purdue being a little bit of a family matter. Speaking of family, there are 3 Smith brothers at the high school. Which one's the most athletic?
I don't know. That's between Dylan and Drew. I'm definitely not.
It's definitely not
on the
you.
top of the list.
Man, you're a diplomat over here, taking yourself out of the running. Which of the Smith brothers is the funniest? Who provides the entertainment?
I'm not sure about that either. I would say we all have our moments.
Oh, man, trying to get the good information out of you. And then, which one of you think would cause most trouble?
Probably Dylan. He's pretty honest sometimes. Let's just put it that.
So that's about it for this week from Dalton. We will be back next week with more from the Linton Minor football team. But Dalton, we just want to thank you for joining us this week.
Yep, thanks for having me.
No problem. Transitioning now to golf, we're here with Taylor Riggleman, senior on the Lady Minor golf team. Taylor, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how the season is going thus far?
Yeah. So I'm 17. I've played high school golf for all 4 years of my high school career. Usually we have a bunch of older girls and seniors, but this year we only have 2 seniors. It's myself and Peyton Bland, and there's a lot of underclassmen. So we have Savannah Neal, McKenna O'Brien, Abby McKee, and I'm trying to think if there's somebody else.
You wouldn't want to forget anybody.
No, I know, that'd be bad. And then, pretty sure that's it.
That's all right. Well, if you remember at some point, we can come back to it. But so how is the season going thus far? How many matches have we had, and how have we done?
We've had a couple matches. We're getting ready to play SWIAC in a couple weeks, but we're doing pretty good. There's usually the lowest is probably about a 46, and then the highest for the team individually is probably about 63, 66 kind of thing.
Okay. And so as a team thus far this year, what would you think would be an attainable goal? Like what's something we're shooting for as a team?
I think the more matches we play, the more that we see how like our individual scores and our attitudes contribute to the team altogether. So if we have like a 221 the first match, and then the next match we get like a 169, we realize that, hey, if we have good attitudes, we play well individually, it'll help our team all together for our points to come together. So
Yes.
That's our little goal.
Okay, and so for those that don't know as much about high school golf as opposed to individual golf, how are the team scores accumulated for high school?
Well, we play double par, so if a par is 4 on a hole, we play 8. So if you get 8 on that hole, then you keep it an 8 or less. But then if you get over 8, you'll pick up your ball and you'll circle it. So that's really how we score for golf. But
Gotcha. Okay,
It's
so
kinda
and then the
different.
team score is, what is it, top 4 individuals make up your team, or top 5?
I think it's top 5. It depends
Top
how
5.
many girls they have at each match. So sometimes we'll play 6, but like at SWIAC, I think it's only 5 girls that you can
Gotcha.
play.
Okay, and so SWIAC's coming up. You being a senior and having played all 4 years, what is kind of your goal for SWIAC and then the future individually?
My goal for SWIAC is to, since it's on our home course, is to get like the lowest score that I can possible for myself individually, because I know that I feel like it's a lot easier to play at different courses than it is yours. So my personal goal is to get a low score and just keep a positive attitude. And hopefully I was able to win last year, so hopefully I can keep that.
Yeah, don't be afraid to throw that
Yeah.
out there. I mean, you won last year. It's time for a repeat,
Yeah,
right?
hopefully.
We're going to try to get a repeat. Don't worry. I'm sure nobody from Shack Mac or something's going to hear this. It's not going to hurt anything. Outside of golf, what other things are you involved in? What other things do you like to do outside of golf?
Well, golf takes up 4 out of the 5 days of the week. So, but usually I'm in NHS, Junior Civitan. I work sometimes, but really, and then with school. But literally, we just golf every day, and it's not a bad thing either, because
Yeah.
I enjoy it, and we're like a little family there. So I look forward to going to golf practice. But
Good. And then as a senior, you're getting ready to graduate. What are your plans for the future? Like, what are you planning on doing once you graduate, college, etc.?
well, I want to go into the medical field, but I'm not 100% sure what I want to be. So I'm pretty sure I want to be a physical therapist and work at like a VA, kind of give back to those who served for us, kind of thing. So.
Awesome. Well, that's about it from Taylor Riggleman. I don't know much else, but you can look for her at SWIAC coming up, and hopefully we'll get a repeat and move forward improving as the season goes on. Thank you for joining us, Taylor.
Yep. Thank you.
And last but not least, we transition to tennis. Carson Brown is a senior on the Linton Minor tennis team. And I believe, Carson, you said that you guys have had about 8 matches so far this year. Tell us a little bit about how the season's going and what players we can look for on Linton's team.
Yeah, we've had about 8 tennis matches, and we've won 2 of them. So we're getting better each and every time. We're a pretty young team, and I've only played this is my 2nd year. And we also have Kyle Anderson. He's really good, and Grant McGill. They're both really good singles and doubles players, both. So be on the lookout for that. We have a really good doubles team for both of them, actually. So.
All right. So obviously you're involved in tennis. That's taking up some of your time right now. But outside of tennis, we know that you're also involved in a lot of other areas of the school. So, I mean, what are some other things that you do here at Linton that you enjoy, and tell us a little bit about those?
Well, I play golf in the spring, and I'm in FFA and FCA, and I also help lead a Bible study during Sea Lunch, so that's important to me. But I do a lot of different things. History club.
Yeah, you've been in a musical a time or two, huh?
Yeah, a few times.
What's that like, being Willy Wonka himself?
It's stressful, but in the end it turned out pretty well, so I mean, can't complain.
Good. So outside of school, obviously you're involved in a lot here, and that probably takes up a lot of time. But outside of school, what other things do you enjoy? What other things are you involved with?
I like going places with my family and just doing stuff with them. Going to church. I go to Lincoln Christian Church and Linton First Christian Church, so that takes up a lot of time. I'm in a youth band there at Linton First, so church and family and hanging out with my friends, that takes a lot of time.
So in the youth band, what do you play?
I play the guitar.
Guitar, and what is your favorite chord?
The D chord.
The D chord. It's a great chord. So you're a senior this year at Linton, getting ready to graduate. Do you have any specific plans for after you graduate, what you're planning to do after high school?
I plan on going to college. I'm trying to decide between IU and Purdue right now. So, yeah.
Choose wisely. That's a big rivalry.
I know. I'm leaning towards Purdue, so just letting everybody know that. So, I'm going to go, and I'm going to try to be a pediatrician. So,
man, shoot for the stars.
Yeah.
So why do you want to get in the medical field?
I don't know. It's just kind of interests me.
Money. I got it.
That.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Sure.
I'm just kidding. So possibly Purdue, and wanting to be a pediatrician, work in the medical field. All right. Well, that's about it for Carson Brown. We appreciate you being here with us, Carson, and you can look for more next week from the Minor Pride Podcast as we continue with a little bit of football, some volleyball, and we'll hear from the band next week. So tune in and look for us again next Friday. Thanks, and have a great weekend.